Welcome back to the new winter-autumn series. You join me at Alston's Lake at Stanwick Fisheries, and you join me in session. I've probably been here about 4 hours, had the rods in for maybe 2, and things are looking good. Never been here before, so you got to love a new lake, ain't you? And yeah, looking good. Nothing to really go on apart from the wind, to be honest, at this point. So yeah, not seeing no shows, no fizzing. And the wind is trickling into this peg where I am pretty nicely. Well, I've just seen a show then, actually. Yeah, loving life at a new fishery. And the reason for us getting down here this time of year is there's now 2 scraping 40. So I've been biding my time to get down here and have a look at the place. And I feel like there's no better time than now. With 2 at £40, I've just seen another fish show. Wow, that's a tench. Now, if you see my eyes wandering away from the camera, I do apologise. We're getting into the late afternoon time, and obviously we're in autumn, so the nights are drawing in, and you really got to keep your eyes peeled and try and find something to go on at this point. But I'm going to continue dunking my biscuits and my tea, and we'll catch up in a bit, and I'll give you a look around and show you what the place is about. I'll see you in a bit. Wow, would you look at that? It's turning into a beautiful autumn evening. Thought I'd give you a little early evening update, show you the rods and where we're at. Got my usual setup, a single and a double. And here we are, Alston's Lake. Looking good. Quite a nice long lake. Not as wide as I thought it would be, but we don't mind that. It's just different from these big waters that I usually fish. And sometimes it's just nice to get away from them big, long casting waters and get some up close action. Well, hopefully some up close action. I've seen a few fish show, to be fair. Let me just get up off my chair here. I've seen a few fish show. Just down here in this little corner to the right. So I clipped up a little tiny 1 ounce lead. Found the only spot that's down there, and applied about 6 to 7 half-filled spoms of corn, boilie and a little bit of pellet, and I'm just going to leave that now. There's no fish there now. There was fish there because there was some fizzing up, so I've scared them off. I thought get the bait in now, and if I see any fizzing up, I've got it all wrapped up. 1 cast tomorrow morning should be all it takes. So the single rod is out there, not too far in fact, actually only just under 8 wraps. I've kept that close in. Like I say, the wind's been trickling into this peg beautifully all day, and it's just sort of died off for the last half an hour. And these 2 bad boys, look at them, ready to go. I fished relatively tight lined to 2 back leads, and they're out there on a double spot at in between 13 and 14 wraps. No action on the baited spots at the minute, but feeling confident as we push into tonight. Not sure whether this lake does many evening bites, but I'm sure we'll find out. But if not, first light I'll be up at sort of 6:30 time, and ready to put a little bit of bait or a bag on any showing fish or bubblers. So here's the peg that I've chosen for the next couple of days. Oh, it looks much brighter when I turn around. Look at that. We're just about losing the light, and well, the sun's setting right behind me, so it must be just letting enough light off to get some. Well, while we've got the good lighting, I'll show you around the actual peg properly. So here we are, plenty of space there, got all my mat and everything, got the net there, got my bucket and baited spoon ready to bait up if need be, or a bucket of water for fish. Got all the essentials there, pod, food, water, and then we get onto that baby. The nicest bivvy I've ever owned. Absolute little gem that is. Let's go take a little look in there, see what the light's like. It's a bit dark in there, but yeah, I've got my bed pulled diagonally. I've been sleeping with my bed diagonally for a little while now, so I can see the water better. Oh, liner. Ooh, interesting. That stow's just pulled tight. It's just pulled up an inch and held there. Now I know the way I'm fishing these really heavy back leads, that could sometimes mean a bite, because they could be out there shaking their heads, but it weren't this time. Still, nice to get a bit of bleeping action in it, eh? And here's the barra. Let me step back. Get all the essentials tucked under there with the waterproof sheet over it, proper equipped up. And yeah, I'm ready to get stuck in. Just a nice bite will do. I'm not greedy. And there we go, look. You got to make your peg your own, ain't you? You got to enjoy your time on the bank. If you work hard, it's your little getaway. You can't beat a bit of carp fishing, can you? Especially in autumn, late autumn time. And I will add, the weather's been really nice this autumn. Had a couple of cold nights, but mostly temperatures have been relatively steady. So yeah, there we are. And that's enough for me tonight. I'm going to kick back, get some food and a cup of tea, and hopefully we'll have a catch up early in the morning. See you in a bit. Hi there, just clocking in for a morning update. Nothing's happened at all. Not seen a single show this morning. I've been up since 6:30. It's now 9:15, and I haven't even seen so much of a tail slap. So I have seen some bubblers out this way and a little bit out longer past the single rod, but they're all fizzing up in weed for naturals. Big piles of weed, you can see them. So nothing I would be able to present a rig on, or even get close to presenting a rig on. Not even a naked chod or nothing. Way too deep, way too weedy. So yeah, so sort of stuck on what I went on yesterday really, which is basically the wind and the upcoming weather while I'm here for today and tomorrow. And that is warm 19 to 20 degrees of sunlight, and I'm just hoping the fish will push down in these shallows. So clearly I know nothing about the lake. I've never even seen the place before, so it's just about figuring it out. A lot of people would start to panic at this point, but it's perfectly normal. Got to work out their feeding patterns. They might not feed here till maybe 10 till 2 in the afternoon, so I can't really do much at the minute until I see some action or some signs of what time of day they're going to be feeding. Didn't think it was going to be a night water, which is why I chose this shallow end here for day bites. But other than that, nothing else to go on. I've still got a spot baited to the right, which is down here, just out this way. I've seen nothing on that either, no fizzing. It's been pretty calm this morning, little trickle of wind. But yeah, so I'm going to leave the 2 rods on the double spot. I am going to take the left hand rod off in about 2 hours and put it to the right in the margin. But for now, the traps are still set. I'm not going to touch nothing. I'm just going to hope 1 or 2 fish move past, and hopefully we get into one. But you know, it's going to be tricky. I'm expecting a tricky session. The pressure's high again. There's a big roach out there, weren't a carp. Pressure's high again. It's bad moon phase. The fish generally don't like to feed too hard. We're in autumn now, so the fish are generally slowing down, you know, just in general. And what people don't realise as well is in autumn they're actually slowing down their feeding. Although they get fat and put on weight and they get pile of weight on weekly, that's because their metabolisms are slowing down. It's not because they're eating more, it's because they're not burning as much energy and they're storing more fat. So sometimes massive amounts of bait ain't the greatest approach. To be fair, on them 2 rods the double spot I have put quite a bit out, but for reasoning that I won't be topping it up, I'll probably maybe get the stick out and put a few out if I get a boilie, if I get a bite, and stick a few boilies out, maybe a bag or 2. But the spawn won't be coming back out. I made a lot of disturbance yesterday. Good half an hour leading out to find these 2 spots. It's pretty weedy out there. And then a half hour spomming as well. So the fish I would have pushed the fish out the area without no doubt. So the plan is now, for their bite time period, just leave the trap set. I don't want to be crushing leads about the place, especially as the fish are finally going to move in from last night's feeding spell up there. There was a few fish showing up there, so I'm going to let them come down here, give them a bit of peace and quiet. I'm going to be patient and just sit on my hands for a minute until I see something to go on, and we'll go from there. For now, I'll leave you with that. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled, as I have done for the last 3 hours, see if they give me something to go on. Hopefully they will, fingers crossed. See you in a bit. Hey guys, just had an absolute screaming run on the left hand rod. Can't believe it, I've got a good common. I just weighed her, just over the 35 pound mark. Real big old sturdy unit. I ain't had a big common like this for a while. Wow. Beautifully tanned up and black on his back. Oh. Jet black it is on the head. Absolute mint fish this. Can't believe it. I was already just deciding whether to move tomorrow morning. I was thinking about packing the gear up ready for first light if I didn't have nothing. And she's calmed down a bit now. Look at that. Just over the 35.5 pound mark. Absolute brilliant. Proper chuffed to get one of the big ones on my first trip ever down. Can't believe it, this season just keeps getting better and better. Absolute miracle, this stunning old English common. Absolutely buzzing. Wow, put up an epic fight as well. Good 20-minute battle out in there as it went through all the weed beds that it could find. Proper made up, look at that. 35 pound of old English common. Loving it. This lake's turning into being a right little perler. It's been tricky up until now, don't get me wrong. But I thought, persevere. I had a few swap abouts, found a couple of new spots, and this come off one of the new spots. So I was just feeling the session in gently, and keeping my options open and baiting little traps here and there, ready for when something like this comes along. Look at that. What an absolute brute of a common. Well, I'm going to slip her back now in a way, and yeah, we'll have a little chat and an update before bed tonight anyway. See you in a bit. Oh. Well, look at that. It's finally time for me to have a bit of a late night munch now. Let me just unsteam the lens. Hold on. Yeah, look at that. Chow mein with all the vegetables stir fried into it. And then what I haven't had before, actually, you might have seen me do this previous on the bank, is I've got the pork bits instead of like the prawn and the chicken. It's little pork bits, they smell delicious. So I put them in there, fried them off with a bit of butter, warmed things up, and then added the sauce to it and slowly cooked it. Hold on, we're steaming up again. And yeah, so this is me for now, on the munch, you know, celebrating after that 30 pound common. What an epic looking fish, eh? Right, so I'm going to get my munch on, and yeah, we'll have a little chat in the morning about this afternoon's lake capture, and we'll catch up in a bit. Hey there people, as you can see there's no tackle left in the peg. It's time to head off. All packed up. Only joking. Yeah, it's about 9:30 now. As if I'm going home at this time of day, eh? So I'm all packed up, and I've been over there, down the end, and put some bait in across the far margin over there. I've left a bucket there, so I've let it out, found 3 spots, dropped a bit of bait in, and that's about an hour ago now. I've got all my gear all loaded up, bang bang bang. I clip my rods up on the distance sticks while they're in the spot, put bait on them, and I head down there. Should be 3 casts and I should be fishing. And my timing couldn't even be better, because if you look across there, 7 people walking around. There's some sort of charity match on here, and they're all pegged up all around me, all around here, look, you can see, and already smashing the place to pieces with markers. That's to be expected. It's a weedy water, you've got to find spots, but definitely would have killed my daytime action. So I'm on the move. I'm going to get down there. Boom! Right, I'll give you a chat and an update when we get round there and get fishing. See you in a bit. Well, finally, here we are, tucked up down the other end of the lake now. Just stuck some grub on. I'm absolutely starving from the move. And there we go. All 3 rods are fished to the far margin. Got the lone rod out that way, centre camera, and then the other 2 out there about, I don't know, maybe 4 rod lengths apart, towards that tree and that tree. So yeah, got the rods in straight away, all packed up. You've got to do it at some point, so I might as well have done it round there. Get to map an extra peg out as well, so just doing my homework for when I come back. It means I can slot into 2 areas now instead of 1. It's nice to have a backup, and that was getting pretty smashed up there from so many new people turning up as this Friday. So I thought, come down this nice quiet end, see what happens. Here's what's for grub. We have no beans, so we'll make do with ravioli, bacon, eggs. Got bread and butter with it and all that lot as well. Got a kettle here finally to ready to go on straight away as soon as that's finished. Still see I've got mess everywhere sort of thing, but the trolley's still partially loaded, and it means I get to come down here for 6 hours and get all over that. Yes, I can't wait for food. I get so excited about a bit of grub. But there you go. So I'm up the other end of the lake, feeling optimistic. It's nice and quiet. All 3 rods went out first time. Bang, hit the clip. All got nice little donks down. Apart from the left hand rod, it landed a bit shallow, but you know, who cares? Leave it. That's it. 5 or 6 hours to go. Nice little day session, and I should keep you updated if we get anything. Right, see you in a bit.